Game 3 between Myzel and Akkal-AOE. This is Myzel's home map, and he's come with Mayans here for Kilimanjaro. Going for Loom straight away, as is customary with mines, dropping one house here, and yeah, probably going to dive right into the food or something here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Not dropping the customary 2 houses, but yeah, still has a way to go. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's look at Akkal-AOE's side here. He is with Persians for this one. So Persians with a mobility, scouts openings could be good here. You could certainly justify Drush or Men-at-Arms as well, considering that this map is kind of hard to wall between the woodlands, kind of hard to full wall. But we'll see what they are going for as the game progresses. Mayans definitely going to maybe open with some infantry style to delay the enemy a bit, and then go into the archers, because mines have cheaper archers, great archers. They have the mobility option in the Eagle Warriors as well, usually coming into play in Castle Age or Imperial Age for raiding and mobility purposes. But the map is Kilimanjaro. It is, as you could imagine for Kilimanjaro, a huge hill in the middle, kind of a mountain. It's just like the Kilimanjaro here. This is where the neutral resources are, especially woodlands. You have very little wood around your base. You'll need to fight for wood access as the game progresses. So not too easy to drop TCs on these woodlands either, but for example, here could be a spot to secure some wood, and you'd probably go into castles as the game goes on as well to take the hill with some buildings presence. There's only one elephant. There's a little bit of shorefish usually, which you could mill, and there's berries, and then you could push in the deer wherever they might be. There over here, zebras in this case. And yep, let's see what the players are going to go for. We'll talk a little bit of the maps as well. Decent back woodland here for Akkal-AOE, actually kind of collected here. The trees have more wood on them as well, so the wood access is actually a bit deceiving here. You have probably 2,000 wood here from this woodline. But all the resources, and I mean all, are kind of terrible for Akkal. Forward gold, forward stones, and then gold all the way over here for Aksel, so he won't have an easy time securing those, even by walling. We have a bit of a run-in here with the scout from the Persians player, 2 on wood from Myzel for now. Pretty early to be forward for Aksel, actually. Could absolutely go for the lane if he wants to. If you find some sheep or an elephant to take, he should just go for it, but Myzel has already eaten the elephant, so that's not really an option. Back gold from Myzel, that's great news going into the what is likely to be the archers here. Myzel now with 5 on wood, maybe thinking about some early farms here to compensate for the lack of huntables here. There's only one elephant after all, then you need to push the deer, or mill them for that matter. And it's going to be a drush. Pre-mill drush at that for Akkal-AOE. He's already producing his first Angry Housewife here. And, oh, hello, Magnolia. Nice to see you here as well. Barracks producing Militia, also called Angry Housewives here. But Myzel is on point with his eagle as well, and Aksel, being Persians, he doesn't take the loom straight away, so it's actually going to be 1 villager down here for Akkal-AOE. That's the annoying thing about the eagles, kites. Lurken, alright. Sounds good. Oh no, not another villager. There we go. Well, Myzel is being annoying as crazy. Aksel sends out a weak villager here, but yep, goes for a farm instead. That's good. You'll need that food. Moving on, 3 Angry Housewives on the move here now, going to look for damage potential on Myzel's side, but Myzel's scouting is on point. He knows about the barracks, would be able to deal with this most likely. Might actually already go for a bit of walling here. Here comes the house. Should still be passable on this side with no problem though, and for Aksel's sake, we're most likely going to be hitting the food source here. There might actually be passage on the shoreline here as well, actually. There we go. Let's see what Aksel can accomplish on Myzel's home base on Kilimanjaro here. Myzel pretty heavy on wood now. He's win 9 on wood, but it's also on the way to the feudal age. So he's going to get those archers out. It's for once actually a straight archers build from Myzel, I think, unless he wants to do some eagle shenanigans. One villager down for Myzel as well though, so they've traded villagers now, even villager counts. Aksel with more military and is now the aggressor here. Blocks one berry villager with the scout here, sends in the angry housewives as well, and might be looking at another villager kill here, which could be used, and at the very least, lots of idle time cost here on Myzel, which is bad news when going up to the next stage. It's going to impair your food count, barracks production as well. It's going up just in time here, I think. And yeah, yet again the militia move forward to try for a villager sniper. Very successful rush from Aksel the Great so far, and the scout will get the villager. Eagle Scout could risk going down. Oh yeah, saves it at 3 HP. Good job by Myzel to at least save the scout of his here. Also going to have an advantage to the feudal age here. Aksel the Great going for quite a few farms here, still on berries, not on gold. So is it a rush into scouts here, or what's the Persians' play here? I mean, TC starts working faster in the feudal age for Persians as well, so you want to get that one in, but not going to gold yet. It's definitely not a fast castle build here from Aksel the Great. Myzel making another eagle, and is queuing yet another one. No, it's just queuing one more in addition to this one. That's actually good to have in the event that the opponent makes skirmishers against your archers. If you have a couple of eagles, preferably with defense upgrades, you could use them to snipe the enemy skirms because of the skirmishers' minimum range. Yep, it's definitely going to be a mix of eagles and skirms here from Myzel. I'm not sure what I think about the skirms transition here, but it could be the eco situation for Myzel. Waiting for the gold income to kick in here. It is indeed a stable going up for Aksel the Great. He's going to go into the feudal scouts here. Has a very healthy food eco to support that. Has now walled in the gold on this side, so he should have gold access later on as well. Keeps the villager attacking to keep the Eagle Warrior in place there, so the DC can get some hits in on the full HP Eagle Warrior. Just one skirmisher forward for Myzel now, and Archer and Eagle Warrior just... fascinating mix of units here, but it seems to be working. It's taking Aksel off some of the food eco here, and it's surely going to be annoying here. This is Myzel's home map after all, and he's picked mines for this one. I'm sure he has some kind of strategy plan for them here. 6-0 in military for now, but Aksel is queuing the scouts, and scouts should be deal handy with most of these units here, save for the Eagle Scouts that have... No, never mind. Feudal Age Scouts Cavalry will actually win 1-on-1 against Eagles because of one more attack. Two scouts should be enough to almost clean this up, honestly. Focusing the skirmishers though, but yeah, keeping the aggression out. Here comes the spear from Myzel to chase the scouts away. Aksel can't fight this anymore, dodges the spear as soon as he sees it here. Myzel again with the almost full walls at home now. The shorelines need to be addressed as well. You need a palisade here to make sure there's not passage. Same goes for this one. This is where the rush passed earlier, so that could be an issue for the later game. Let's see, there's still a spear in the mix here, so as long as that spear gets some hits in, the scouts will go down. No upgrade, no, never mind, it's fletching is in on Myzel's archers and skirms here. But Aksel has dropped the range as well and is going into skirmisher defense here against the small trickle of units from the Mayans player. 9-3 in the military. Myzel supplying eagles again. That's going to help out against the skirmishers. But here comes the blacksmith for Aksel the Great to get maybe armor for the skirms, maybe fletching as well. Taking a small fight with the skirms here. Could be a means to buy time for walling here for Aksel the Great to kind of force the fight uphill here. Not going to complete the walls in time though, and will be losing military somewhat needlessly here. KD 13-13 here. All in all, I feel it's more of an investment for Myzel though, going into gold heavy units here. So he's gonna run out of gold at home before Aksel does. Aksel now with 6 on gold actually, and his faster working TC should be potentially giving him a villager lead, which is not the case just yet actually. So he must have taken some losses or had some idle time here going into the defensive measures here. Alright, one scout keeping the eagles busy. That's going to be 50 gold or 100 gold total down the drain for Myzel. I think Myzel shouldn't be looking at the Castle Age anytime soon. He's really low on food and gold here. Investing into upgrades, making a mix of archers, spearmen and eagles here. So almost the AI army approach here from the Mayans player, and Aksel is defending nicely here, I would say. Gets another kill on the archer. Too few archers. Myzel isn't really getting the masses up here. Ooh, moonwalking eagle. Nice. Scout finally goes down. Aksel isn't really stressing these walls over here. It's just keeping the area safe with units for now. One weak eagle goes down to skirms. I mean, if you have the significant mass of skirms, and preferably with fletching, you could make them, you could deal with small trickles of Feudal Age eagle scouts with them. Looks like Myzel's walls are more or less complete here. He also walled the sections near the shorelines here. Yeah, I think the walls are up total for Myzel here. I want to toggle the ecos here again. Aksel the Great is down 10 villagers. We've had some serious idle time, but taking some serious losses here. Is probably needing to idle the TC to keep up army production. Is food eco. Lots of farms, but being invested thoroughly into army and stuff here. Going to the Castle Age though, and the Persian TC works 10% faster now, so it's going to be a fast research with Myzel still pretty far off to the Castle Age. So with some knights and maybe elite skirms out on the field here, there's not much Myzel can do against the Persians at this stage. The thing with eagles though, one of the go-to counters for eagle warriors is, or rather elite eagle warriors in the Imperial Age, that is in a champions line, and the Persians, they don't get champions, so they have to rely on their mounted units like the paladins, preferably, to deal with elite eagle warrior raids, should it come to that for the late game here. That remains to be seen, of course. Bloodlines now on the way for Aksel the Great. Going into a few more archers as well, probably wants a ranged alternative against enemy pikemen. Myzel has armor on his archers as well, and on the eagles for that matter. So with this small group of units for Aksel the Great, he's going to have the micro of his lifetime to win these fights. Castle Edge is just around the corner though, and Myzel, even though he has more villagers and a strong setup at home to back it, he's not going to click Castle Edge just now. There it is actually. Huh. Anyway, he clicks the Castle Edge just as Aksel the Great is has reached the Castle Edge himself. He's going to drop a second TC, a faster working Persian's TC, and might be able to catch up in villager numbers here. Few knights on the field now, +1 armor helps out, will deal with this forward easily. Myzel tries to back off with the rest of his army here. Looks like one villager goes down to the enemy eagle here though, and Myzel will need to back off. Aksel will use his archers to snipe the last eagle here, moving in. Now it's Aksel's turn to go on the forward, try and break through and deal some damage here. I think the Palisade gate is an obvious choice here. Myzel uses his eagles now to gain more knowledge on the map and has some good scouting over some of the neutral resources here. He is probably expecting the knights to come forward as well, and with 70% cast stage, the pikeman upgrade isn't too far away from Myzel. Has actually lots of eco in the bank now total, simply because he is Mayans, his resources last 15% longer. Aksel goes straight for the Palisade gate here, has some more reinforcements on the way as well. Myzel will of course go for another quick gate behind and maybe some repairs, but if this gate goes down and this gate isn't completed, it could be killed rather quickly, being an uncompleted foundation. Myzel plays the mobility card here, is investing into even more Eagle Scouts here, but I'm not too sure about that against Persian's Knights, although the Knights are missing the attack upgrade for now. They have the mobility to catch up with Eagles and are absolutely a decent counter until Myzel can get Eagle Warrior and all the upgrades in. He's getting Squires now for the speed, though he has some Spears out already and they are going to become Pikemen here. They have +1/+1, and even though the Knights are in now, Pikemen just kicking in are going to deal with these Knights easily. As we can see from the earlier cast age, and as a result earlier multiple TC boom for Aksel the Great now, and his faster working TCs at that, he is catching up in villager numbers. Right now not producing at all, actually, but going for upgrades and armor, and I think he's idling the TCs for a reason here now, to be able to get Bauso and to get forging for the Knights against the Eagle Rush that might be coming his way. He'll need, Aksel will need more of a ranged unit himself, though, to deal with the pikeman masses of the enemy. Defensive Siege Workshop from Aksel the Great. He may still be expecting some kind of archers play from the Mayans here. Or if he wants to go into some Scorpions, that's it. The Scorpions this time around to deal with the Pikes and Eagles. That's a good addition in my opinion. Myzel moving forward with some builders here. I'm not sure what the plan is. He's going for a very ambitious forward castle here. Aksel has to see this. Yeah. Alright, that's going to be 4 or 5 builders down from Myzel just like that. And Aksel the Great will take the villager lead easily here. Seven knights now forward, +1/+2 here. Another TC is up for Myzel, and also 2 monasteries. As usual, Myzel going for the monks. He's going to get some conversions in here for sure, unless Aksel can snipe both monks in time here. It is 67 to 56 villagers though, and the Persian's boom is not to be messed around with. Aksel spreading out the knights, and there are some pikes on this side, and also dodging conversions on the other side. So good reaction there from Aksel the Great to not stay too close to the monks here. Myzel bringing in relics, as we see him doing every game, more or less. 1 relic in the bank now, some bonus gold, but the knights will snipe this one if they are on patrol. Okay, 4 monks now. Myzel will get some conversions now. And we'll lose some gold's worth in monks here, obviously, but we'll be getting some of his own Mayans knights in return here. That's actually 4 conversions for Myzel. Great value from his 4 monks. Extended to the neutral gold as well. There's a golden hill as well. Mysel's forward castle here didn't work out at all. That's why he lost some villagers and is pretty far behind in that regard now. I think Aksel may have invested into a 3rd TC as well. And keeps consistent production out to the 3 TC. Strong Persian boom. Will be housed soon, but has some foundations ready to be completed here, so shouldn't be an issue. Here comes a monster from Aksel the Great as well. Might be thinking about the relics himself, or simply to reconvert some of the units he actually lost. So Knights and Scorpions, gold heavy combination, but also very strong and deadly. If you keep the Knights in front of the Scorpions can deal with both Eagle Warriors and Pikes somewhat with ease because of their area damage, passing through units and damaging multiple units at the same time. 39 to 19 military from Myzel, though. He is here with some pikes and eagles and some converted knights as well. He's going to try for a forward castle again, I think. He has some villagers down to the side and he just refuses to give up the idea of a forward castle. 4 villagers desperately trying to bang away and get this castle down, and this time around with some knights and eagle warriors and pikemen to make denying this castle a bit harder here. No quick walls though, so I think the villagers go down yet again, and another forward castle will be a failure for Myzel. Myzel losing numbers rapidly here as well. He is stacking up on more units at home, has a very steady flow of pikemen now, and researching monk technologies as well to strengthen his monks. These corps should be history, but they will deal their share of damage still against the pikes and eagles here. Aksel brings his knights over and will probably contest this, but the pikes are rather strong now. They have full castle age upgrades, so it's not too easy to fight off even small groups of pikes with knights now. And with monks behind and getting some sneak conversions as well doesn't make the trade better. Myzel is with 20 more military here and is going to gain more military numbers as well if he can get these conversions in. Aksel needs light cav now. He's producing some scouts, that helps as well, but ideally you'd have the light cav upgrade to have even a little bit more damage output against the monks. Myzel keeping pikes close to his monks as well, so that the scouts can't get any easy snipes here. There's a bit of a migration for Aksel the Great here now to the side. Is he going to drop a TC or something on the wood? At least he escapes with quite a few villagers here now. I think the plan may be to drop a TC here on gold and wood. Monks at work again here. 4 monks in the middle, getting at least 1 conversion here of a +1/+2 knight here. Light cav, scout cav won't do any damage here to the monks because there are simply too many pikes in the mix. Myzel with strong pressure now is down villagers, but he's up in army by far here. 40 to 3 military against Aksel the Great here now, and this is not the easiest map to defend either. Aksel goes for a defensive castle here now. His economy seems a bit crumbled here, whereas Myzel is, I was going to say, close to the Imperial Age, and the Imperial Age click is in fact coming in for Myzel here now. I think the castle goes up though, but with Imperial Age on the way from Myzel and Aksel's eco looking like this, it's going to be a significant lead to the next age from Myzel, and he could get 1 or 2 tribes out and just deal with this castle no problem. Yeah, oh, and the castle is stopped at 98% for Aksel the Great. He has builders here to finish it though, but still must be annoying not to get it up in time. Struggling a lot for food and gold here, and some knights and pikes raiding away. Doesn't look too bright for Aksel the Great here, but he is also expanding, getting some wood over here. Could still drop a TC near this neutral gold if he'd seen it. and near the edges as well, but not too easy to spot these resources right next to the edge. And being with 7 military against 42 here, Aksel has no choice but to call the GG and give Myzel the 2-1 here. So overall, better score in everything here for Myzel. He has that Mayan eco to back what he's doing here. The resources last longer. That's just such a huge bonus. And when you can wall off and not risk any damage from the mobility of the Persian's knights forward, you will be in a strong position when you can finally get to that castle age with your eagle's mobility and the overall good eco to support army production. KD pretty similar here, but largest army by far for myself, 42 to 24 here. And Aksel with more food and wood collected, but then Myzel with superiority in gold and stone here. Could even have gone into some plumed archers here from the castles if he wanted to. Uptimes to the castle age, specifically for Aksel the Great, is better here, but his knights didn't get nearly enough value once they could reach Myzel's base. So it's 92 to 81 villagers here for Aksel the Great, and but didn't help in the end. Has too little military to deal with what's going on. No, it's not Aksel, it's Myzel.